Hey, this is Sam with Ridester.com. One of the #1 questions that we're always asked is, how much do Uber drivers make? Great question. And I do not have a simple answer for you, okay? I know you probably didn't want that, but hey, you'll understand once I break down all the different aspects of earning for Uber. Now, it's important to remember that there's a lot of misinformation about how much people make. Partly is because when Uber first came on the scene, it was a black car service, and so people were driving limos, they had licenses, it was very different, and so people were legitimately making over $100,000. The rates were higher, but as they began to scale and try to make it more accessible to the average person, rates went down, which equaled lower commissions for drivers. And so you just got to remember, whenever you look at blogs or different things, look at the timestamp. Maybe it was in 2012 or something like that when it was a lot better. So keep an eye out there, out with different prices. If you check out the blog that's linked below, we're going to show you the most up-to-date information and surveys of how much people are making. Now, one of the most important things to know is that every single person will be limited and benefited by their market. So if you live in a very rural area where the city is very small and Uber is just barely there, your ability to earn will be limited versus New York City. Now, of course, New York City has other benefits of having so many people, but also a lot of competition. So there's all these things to factor in. So whenever you hear a promise, if you'll make this much money, you need to see an asterisk by it. You should see a footnote that says, well, it depends on where you live. And it also depends on a lot of other things, like what kind of car you have, how much effort you put, how good you are, and so forth. So let me break down some of the other ones. Time availability. Now, how much do Uber drivers make? Well, it depends. If you drive only on the weekends during bar close, you're going to make a higher rate than someone who drives during the middle of the day when no one's taking rides. Obviously, but not as obvious as some people think. When people hear stats like Uber drivers make $25 an hour, well, when? Who? What market? It's oversimplified, and so you have to know your situation. So if you're a person who say, I'm going to drive full time, I can drive whenever I want. I don't have kids, or I'm going to neglect my kids, don't do that. But like if you just have complete freedom to do whatever you want, then you can make way higher than the person who has, oh, you know, I can only work these small slivers of time and I'm at the mercy of whatever that time demand is. So keep that in mind. So if you were driving at high peak places, and we have other videos at Ridester that shows you when are the peak times to drive and the highest demand and when you can make the most for surge and so forth, and best time for tipping. Check out those videos. But if you can ride only those times, your rate's going to be a lot higher. So for me personally, because I don't drive full time, I usually make around $40 to $50 an hour because I'm very selective when I drive, because it's not worth my time because I have other jobs. So that's for me. Now, another person who drives all the time and they have the peak times and the low times, their average should be lower, as mine would be lower also if I had that full-time gig. So you have to keep that in mind. Another factor that's so important is car. What kind of car do you have? Which will also result in the kind of platform you can ride, because remember, Uber has everything from Uber X to Uber Black, SUV Black. You get paid different levels depending on the kind of car category you're in. If you're doing Uber XL, that's double the rate right there. However, Uber XL has less demand in most areas. So all these things are to be considered. Are you going to be a volume driver? Like my dad, he's actually doing Uber, and he just grinds it out. He's pretty smart because I've coached him, but overall, he's just a grinder. So he has a car that's high in efficiency, and he does Uber X, and he just grinds them out. Now, there's other people who will drive a more luxurious car and will do very few and far between rides, but then they make a lot when they do it, and they're doing something on the computer in between. Or they're doing everything. They're doing every single category. So it really depends. I hope you understand it depends. And also, depending on your expenses. If you are having a really luxurious car and you need premium gas prices are going up, you're going to have to pay more gas than the person who drives a Prius, and so forth. Your insurance, all these different things factor your bottom line. So the answer to the question of how much Uber drivers make, it really depends. Well, the final thing is to consider is there's more to the Uber driver than just passengers. There's also referral bonuses you can get when you share. There's also different things you can do, like ViewGo in your car, different little ways that you can make extra money. You can do cargo and sell candy. And so I know people who make an additional $5 or $10 an hour because they're selling this candy or energy drinks or whatever with cargo, and they have ViewGo going on. And so if you are smart, and we have a course and we have other videos to teach you, you can just start start stacking these things on. So actually 25 can be a very low benchmark. I won't drive unless I'm making at least 25 an hour. Now there's other drivers who aren't strategic and they're making less than $10 an hour. And after expenses, some of them are making below minimum wage. And that's why one of the most popular videos on YouTube is Uber is a scam. And there's this woman breaking it down. And it's so oversimplified. And so really it comes down to what kind of driver you want to be. And when you can ride, when you can drive, what market you're in, what kind of car you're going to drive, so many different things. But check out our blog for more details and check out Ridester.com for more tools and tips and tricks on how to maximize your income, because that's why we exist. We want to help you get the best experience possible and to make the most possible.